The third law of atomic habits is make it easy. James Clear explains that people often think success comes from discipline or strong motivation, but in reality, success comes from making good habits easy and bad habits hard. The easier a habit is, the more likely you are to do it. The harder a habit is, the more likely you are to quit it. The author begins this section with a powerful idea. We repeat what is easy, not what is perfect. Most people focus on planning, making the perfect routine, the perfect diet, the perfect study plan. But planning is not action. Improvement happens only when you start, even if the start is small. This is why James Clear introduces the concept of motion versus action. Motion is when you prepare, plan, think, research. It feels productive, but nothing actually changes. Action is when you do the habit itself. Reading, studying, exercising, creating. You can spend hours planning to learn English, or you can spend 15 minutes actually learning it. Action wins every time. To make action easier, the book introduces one of the most famous ideas in atomic habits, the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule says any habit you want to build should be reduced to something you can do in 2 minutes or less. Instead of read for 30 minutes, say read 1 page. Instead of work out for 1 hour, say put on my workout shoes. Instead of study English for an hour, say open my English notebook. Instead of eat healthy, say prepare 1 piece of fruit. Why does this work? Because the goal is not to finish the habit. The goal is to start the habit. Starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, continuing becomes easier. James Clear says a habit must be established before it can be improved. So make the beginning so easy that you cannot say no. The author then explains the importance of reducing friction. Friction is anything that makes a habit harder. The more friction, the less you will do the habit. For example, if your workout clothes are in another room, you will exercise less. If your books are hidden in a drawer, you will read less. If your English notebook is in your bag, you will study less. But if you reduce friction, lay your workout clothes near your bed, put a book on your pillow every night, keep your English notebook open on your desk, suddenly the habit becomes effortless. Then the author introduces the opposite idea for breaking bad habits. Increase friction to make bad habits harder. If you want to spend less time on your phone, keep it in another room. If you want to eat fewer sweets, don't keep them in the house. If you want to stop scrolling late at night, plug your phone far from your bed. The harder a habit becomes, the less likely you are to do it. Next, James Clear talks about the importance of environment design again. If you want to master a habit, make your environment support that habit. For example, if you want to cook more healthy meals, prepare your kitchen in advance. Cut vegetables, keep tools ready, clean the counter. If you want to write every day, keep your laptop charged and your workspace clean. When everything you need is ready, the habit becomes almost automatic. The author also describes something called habit shaping. This means starting small, then gradually increasing the difficulty. For example, week 1, read 1 page. Week 2, read 5 pages. Week 3, read 10 pages. Or, week 1, walk for 2 minutes. Week 2, walk for 5 minutes. Week 3, walk for 10 minutes. Little by little, the small habit becomes a strong routine.
James Clear ends this section with a simple truth. The best way to change your behavior is to make the desired behavior the easiest option. When a habit is simple, convenient, and requires little effort, you don't need motivation. You don't need discipline. You just do it. The third law teaches us, don't push harder. Make things easier. In the next paragraph, we move to the fourth law of behavior change. Make it satisfying. Why do some habits stick forever, while others disappear quickly? And how can you reward yourself in a way that builds habits that last for life? If you feel ready to make your habits simple and effortless, press like and subscribe to keep learning small steps that create big change.